Herb Stryker, Harry Reems, made $125 a day, and that was as production manager. He did the sex for free.
Anything else that your father remembered about this experience of filming it? Problems that he had, or moments that were little anecdotes that he shared with you, or things.
How much time do we have?
Just give me the highlight. Give me one or two highlights. I'm very interested in this.
Do you have? I mean, I could tell you, I've been working on a documentary film. And so I, was able to dig up a lot of the old stories and interview a lot of people. So, again, I kept finding myself saying, you can't make this shit up. Everything about every day on the set was something totally unprecedented. So that's why I say, how much time do you have? Let's start with the fact that Harry Reems was not hired to be the protagonist, the male, counterpart in the film. He was production manager. So it was only when he drove my father's car down to Miami filled with camera equipment, and on day one, they all went to their first location, and the guy showed up and threw everybody out and said, I'm calling the cops. And so from day one, the whole production went off the rails. And, somebody down in Miami, because the crew was all there from New York, they all came down and they were promised by the backers, we're going to have cast, we're going to have locations, we're going to have everything set up. And on day one, that fell apart. So, they left the first location, ran back to the hotel. They ended up using the hotel as location for a lot of the scenes. Were shot at the Voyager Inn in North Miami, where we were all staying, even Christar and I and our mom. Harry Reems was, as production manager, also was, cast in the role at the last second. He didn't come to Miami to be in the movie. So if he wasn't in a particular scene, he was out looking for the next location, where they didn't even know where they were going to be shooting the next day. So, Linda Lovelace has famously said, I only made $1,250 for Deep Throat. And people take that out of context and say, oh my God, she was so abused. But she didn't realize that Herb Stryker, Harry Reems, made $125 a day, and that was as production manager. He did the sex for free. He didn't get paid anything for his role in the film. So, again,
so he just volunteered to be the star of the movie.
well, he was an actor and he had some training. He was also a really handsome guy who had been in a number of sex loops and films and stuff with my dad in the past. So he was no stranger to it. It's not like he had never done it before, but he wasn't there to play the role of Dr. Young. But he did bring his own humor, and he had kind of a Borscht Belt shtick that he brought to the role, which is very funny. And, my father wrote the lines, but it's really his delivery that really sells it, because he's funny. He's funny. And we loved him. He was our Uncle Herbie. He was fun to play with, and like that. So when they were filming the pool scene, in between takes, we're throwing the football next to the pool, like that. So again, I could go on, but just to give you a little, insight that everything was a story. Okay.